Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning. So today is a real nasty one. We have lots of snow, but especially the heavy type. You know, the wet type, the one that is strong, heavy, wet and sticky. But anyway, this is a video response to Rodney, aka Game Master Toolbox, aka the man with no name, aka the man facing the sun, aka the man that brought the Railroad versus Sandbox topic relevant again. That's right, because Sandbox Railroad, like Rodney said, is one of the most discussed topic over the brigade, over the vlogging community of RPG, and it's definitely, you know, something that we're not done discussing and dealing with. For many reasons, you know, Rodney mentioned them pretty clearly. So I'm gonna try to just to, you know, bring back my position on this and what I think and consider toward this topic. First thing, I think it's important to consider non-Inquisitor contribution. Kind of recently, still, he said that he's not gonna use Railroad and Sandbox anymore as words. He's gonna talk about linear versus non-linear style of gaming or approach to RPG or whatever you want to call it. And the main reason is because Railroad is such a pejorative word. It's such a pejorative word because, you know, it implies that you don't give choices to the players. You know, as a GM, you don't give choice to the player, and that as the player, that you everything you do is boring, and then you're stuck into a quantum ogre type of play with the illusion of choice and everything. So he's not non-Inquisitor. He said, yeah, you know what? Discussing Railroad and Sandbox come down to this topic, and for me, it's really, and Sandbox is, you know, it's super nice because it's like when you're a kid, you like to play in the sandbox. So hey, but the reality is that there's no real sandbox out there. You know, it is definitely not the basic way to play RPG. It's way too demanding, you know, and we discussed that already. So I don't wanna go back to this old dichotomy. But I wanna stick to what Non-Inquisitor said, because I think that some of the reason why this topic is so much discussed, and one of the reason why it's not super easy to understand for many people out there, is because people are in denial. There is like a big denial against the Railroad, and you know, Railroad and Sandbox is definitely not against good or bad or better or worse. And you know, it's really just the nature of the beast, really, you know. So let's chime on this again, because Rodney brought some really cool, good stuff. First, he said that he didn't say it that way, but that's how I'm gonna say it. You know, it's pretty much everybody railroads. You know, it's really it's on that level, you know, I want to go this morning. Because the thing with the Railroad, I'm going to stick to Railroad because linear, non-linear is might be a little too dry as words to express what I want to say. But, you know, when you are a GM and you prep for a game, all right, you create all kinds of stuff. And Rodney talk about three things, you know, talk about characters, story plot, and setting. So when you're GM and you prep for the game, you create setting. But when you play really traditional, you create setting, You create fucking guy. You create setting, you create story, and you create character. You don't create character. The character are from the PC. So the whole thing is that you the whole issue with this is basically that if you, Rodney mentioned it super well, so it's like if you create plot, you already impose on the PC, on the player, motivations that are not their own, you know. And that is really, really important to what I was trying to say for such a long time. Is like, and I really like the way he talks about it. He says, you know, you need them to do a job. You know, you need them to do a job for you. So be clear with the job. And he mentioned so many things that are important in this video, and I'm not gonna be able to really break it down for you easy. But basically, that's what it is. It's like, all right, so you prepping for your game. You're prepping not for your game, but for the game, right? You're prepping for the game. All right, so you create this evil sorcerer in this tower there that wants to destroy the world. All right, now the PC are there to open a company and you know, hire some mercenary to not mercenary, but hire some cowboys to help you on your farm, kind of thing. Of course not, because you create a sorcerer in a tower that wants to destroy the world. Therefore, the players are gonna be sent on a mission to end this madness. You know what I'm saying? So it is never a sandbox, and so the motivation are gonna have to be that, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's the nature of the beast. When you play traditional RPG, you have like the GM that creates all these things, and it is implied by the NPCs, the villains, the plots, the hooks, everything he's creating. It is implied by those that you're gonna have to do X, Y, Z. Now, there's different way to say it, to do it. Null Inquisitor, not 20 in the comment section said it really straight. You know, it's like there's lots of room in a game session for Railroad and lots of room in game session for Sandbox. And the whole thing is really about bringing one or the other in a good way at the best moment. You know? So because you're gonna have to railroad a little bit if you want to have a story. That's the point. That's the whole thing. And you're gonna have to let them free a little bit. You know, because they might want to have they might want to have character development for their character. They might want to feel like they inhabit a world, you know. So sometimes you have to, you know, get off the train and do what you want to do a little bit, and then when they're stuck, because Rodney mentioned it very well as well, is that lots of players don't know what to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like your average traditional RPG basic role player doesn't know shit what to do. He's waiting for the other, see what's up, and to react to something. That's the default mode. So that's just normal. That's just the nature of the beast. And if you and Rodney talk about 3 building blocks of storytelling, and it got me thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, role-playing game is not storytelling. You know, like, come on, let's be controversial a little bit. Role-playing game is a role-playing game. It's a game, you know, where you have like someone that kind of like play the referee of the whole thing and create some story elements to and the player to react to it using a mechanic and all that. So there is a storytelling part of this thing, but it always comes afterward. And I discussed that in the past, and you know, it's always about after. It's after that you see, oh, that's what we told. But what you're in, when you are in, the player are not telling much. They just do dialogue from time to time, and they react to stuff that the GM says and does. So if you want to do real storytelling, you've heard that before. I mean, you have to write a book, or you have to just tell a story to your kid or something. But you don't in an RPG. That's not, you're not really there to do that. You're there to play a game. So, but the nature of the game is to eventually end up telling a story, but it's not being told until it's over. So that's really interesting. It's not like reading a book where it's story is telling when you do it. But anyway, that's some technical consideration. So coming back to Railroad and Sandbox. The whole idea for me is that people just hate the words. So they don't like to be told that they railroad. They probably already cut this video. So the whole thing is really about understanding that if you don't want to play a game that has the track, you either do a true sandbox, which is like a new word that is there for, you know, not from, I just started to heard it recently. So you play a true sandbox, which there's no prep involved, it's pure improv. Or you play some STG collaborative, group story game, which are designed, you know, to not to be railroaded by one person. But otherwise, that's what you are in for. You know, that's the whole thing, especially with modules and all that. But anyway, so it's just I just find that really interesting, like, because Ronnie mentioned something that is, he said they need the track, but they don't want to know they are there. They don't want to notice they are there. And it brings me back to another topic. You know, this is just a big ramble. All right, so obviously, it's like for example, me. If I play an RPG, and I said that before, if I play an RPG and I see the track, I will try to avoid the track, just to feel like I have some agency. It's just I'm a bastard like that. But if I don't see the track, I'm all good. So basically, I try to force myself not to look at these things and see these things, and I'm just buying into the story, and then just I go in it. But otherwise, I hate seeing the track. And Ronnie is totally right about that. Nobody likes to see the damn track. So that's really interesting. That's the all denial thing I'm talking about. You're playing an RPG, playing like Dungeons & Dragons or whatever, Shadowrun, and of course there's gonna be a track, especially in a game like Shadowrun, actually, where you have like lots of twists. The twists are prepared in advance, so welcome the Quantum Ogre, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. The twists are prepared in advance because that's the old gimmick, you know? But anyway, so you are there and you play the game, and if you see the track, you don't like that. So that's another weird thing about RPGs, is that the people, it's weird. It feels like sometimes we see the hobby as something it's not really. Like, we used to have this illusion when we were younger of agency, but then as we grow, we realize that there's no real agency, and then we start to it's weird. Coming back to the quantum ogre and the illusion of choice, because he's talking about that a lot in his video, Rodney. So the whole thing with quantum ogre is an old, philosophy conundrum. It's the whole idea that if there is a tree that is falling in a forest right now and there's nobody to hear it, does it exist? Is there a tree that falls in the wood if there's nobody to hear it? So that's old philosophy conundrum. And for me, it's the same thing. If nobody noticed that you're doing quantum ogre on them, and it's working perfectly well, in other words, if everybody is immersed and nobody sees it, well, what's wrong with it? Come back to the old morality issue in RPG. Is there a moral? Is there an ethic of RPG? Because when you do quantum ogre on the player as a GM, you are providing illusion of choice, and when you are providing illusion of choice, when they are waiting, if the group is actually, they want choice, but now you are providing them with illusion of it, there might be a moral issue there. And anyway, so yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you, Rodney. Great video, and keep them coming. Let's see where it goes. All right, talk to you soon.